I suppose back in, I suppose, March, April, about February or March 2010, I was coming home from work one day and I saw the works developing on the Greenway. So basically, there's all these diggers out in the middle of fields, in the middle of nowhere. So I was walked around to a few of the locals around, and being Canadian, I didn't know exactly what was going on, so I thought I'd get the locals' advice. And so I started talking to people, and they let me know that the county council in Falch Ireland and a few other organisations were working together to put in a walking and cycling trail. Basically, at that point, it was starting. It was the first phase of the Greenway, so it was going from Newport to Mulready. And like I said, being Canadian, I've done a lot of traveling around the world and stuff, and I've seen these tourism projects, working in full swing. And I had a feeling that this could be, a very big project. It could be very successful. But I suppose at that point, I realized that in order for it to be successful, you can't just put the trail into place. You need to have somebody there to service it and provide a top quality service. To first of all bring people down, to make sure that people can get out onto the trail and enjoy themselves and have it done in, I suppose, in a manner that's safe and effective and provides a service that the customer needs. So at that point, I went and found a business partner. David O'Gorman's my business partner, and the two of us sat down and put our heads together and came up with a plan to open up our first premises in Westport. And we started off with, at the time, about 60 bikes. And so we had myself and David, and we had one other employee at that time. And I suppose that's 5 years ago now. So in that time, in the 5 years, we've opened up a new location each year. So we now have 5 locations. We're close enough to 400 or 500 bikes. And in season, we would have up to anywhere from 22 to 26 staff members, including our sea kayaking guides and stuff. So basically, what we wanted to do as we developed and we branched out and we got locations in each of the towns on the Greenway, which again that was more for ease of access to our customers, for people who are staying in Achill or people who are staying in Mulranny or Newport. And I suppose another part of the service that we do is, because we have the towns in each of the locations, people can start in any location. Say, for example, starting in Westport and finishing up in Mulranny, or finishing up at the end of the trail in Achill, and then we have buses that will come and pick them up for free and bring them back to where they started. And I suppose once we put together the sea kayaking tours and we had the Greenway, we developed this year what's called the Wild Atlantic Way Challenge. So basically, you have to complete 3 activities, but you can take as long as you want to do it within a week. So if people are coming down for a week, they can cycle the Greenway one day and take a rest, and then do a guided sea kayaking tour the next day. And then the last phase would be to climb to the summit of Crowpatrick and come on down. And so it's been very successful. Again, a lot of international tourists are into that, and you walk away with a certificate and a T-shirt and the whole shebang to say that you've been there, done that type deal. So yeah, we're just, every year we're looking for new ideas and new initiatives to keep people excited about the Greenway and to keep people wanting to come back to Westport. Yeah, well, I suppose the impact it's had on the culture of people who live in town, the locals. 5 years ago, you would have seen, the likes of the Covey Wheelers out on their bikes, and that would have been about it, the local cycling club. But if you go out now, yesterday was a great example. The Greenway has really put in fitness to the forefront of people's thinking in Westport and all the surrounding areas. Every day you go out, you'll see people cycling and running and the whole thing. Now, everybody's always talking about the Great Western Greenway, but we also have the Westport Greenway, which runs through the middle of Westport town and connects into all well, not all, but most of the housing estates in the area. so that people can pretty much get around Westport without using their cars at all. I believe it was 3 years ago, Westport won the Smarter Travel Award, which was a European initiative, I believe, and it won the small town Smarter Travel Award. So there was a huge push on getting the rest of these greenways completed, and making Westport a better place to live, a safer place to travel, and more accessible to people who want to get out and be active. But when you go out now, every evening you'll see people running on the Great Western Greenway, running the Westport Greenway. You'll even get some people that use it to get on their bikes and cycle in for a few pints and cycle back home on the Greenway, and they don't have to worry about getting in their cars. So it works, I suppose, for every walk of life. It's been hugely successful.